start there, but you know how these things go with YouTube. Sometimes they are just annoying like that. So, welcome in, and glad everybody could join us here. So, we will get going here. Some stuff I found here, just doing a little retail hunting and looking around here and hitting a couple of Myers. And believe it or not, Ace Hardware for cards. Did not know Ace Hardware had cards until very recently. And I went over and checked out the one near me because they sent me a $10 coupon. So I said, "You're going to give me 10 bucks? I'll go see what I can get." So these are $10 each. So I got two of them, right? 2 for 10. In that case, with that, I found a hanger box of Series 2. Let's check that out. And then I had not opened one of these, I forget what you call these, jumbo boxes or something like that. A lot of cards in here. That's why I figured we should do a live stream, because there's a lot of cards out of this Heritage box here from this year. I had no intention really of buying Heritage, but last box on the shelf, last box on the shelf, last box on the shelf was this Bowman one here that I just picked up. So figured we'll see if we get some last box mojo or anything else like that as we are coming through. So just impromptu live stream. Kappi is in the room. Come on, buddy. You want to come over here? Let me see if I can go get him real quick. Let's see if he'll hang out with us. Come here. Oh, come on. I know. He wants to leave. That's never a good sign when he wants to leave. We know that around here, right? Whoa. Crash it goes. I kicked the old tripod here. I gotta fix it. Give me a minute. Sorry about that. See what you did, Kappi? I'm blaming you. All right, let me get this aimed properly again here. Oh, there's always something when I do a live stream, isn't there? All right, now he's blessing these boxes now, so hopefully there'll be something better in them. So why don't we go Series 1, Series 2, Bowman Heritage. How about that? And let Kappi row up on those. How you going there, Tim? How you doing? And we will see what we can find. Like I said, Ace Hardware. They had these, and they had one box of, like a mega box, or whatever you call it, of Phoenix. These. So I'll have to stop by Ace Hardware when I'm on that side of town. Maybe check out some other ones in my area, as I had no idea. These were also behind the counter, so all I could do was point and say, "Give me those." And the lady at the counter got to pick which ones I got. So check out Ace Hardware near you, I guess, if you're looking for cards and you're desperate. Or you need something else, maybe they'll be there. Something else to add to my retail search list. Nothing big there until we hit the Yamamoto Future Stars card. It's a nice one. Hoop Dreams, Yoshida. Yeah, thank you for the kind words there. I figured we'd take some time here and talk about Mia a little bit, right? Mia the cat. Let's open this first and see what we got here. O'Hearn, what's this? Some kind of Teoscar Hernandez. Somebody liked the Teoscar Hernandez I pulled out of the Series 2 stuff. So what's this? Plakata? Plancati? It seems like it's some kind of rare short print. Ace never had cowboy boots, so I had to leave. I've never seen one of these before. Has anybody ever seen a Plakata insert? Is that... I mean, I don't know how rare it is, but I've opened enough of this. You'd think maybe I'd seen it before, and I haven't. So we'll set that right there. Jackson Holiday, greatest hits. Jordan Alvarez in the 90 design. And we get Fernando Tatis and Kobe Mayo in the Stars of the MLB. Garcia, Acuna, Hoskins, Seager, and the Padres. So, interesting start with a card I've never seen before. You've never seen it before either? I have no idea what that is. Kappi, what are you chewing on over there? Kappi has been upset. There's no other way to put it, right? I mean, obviously, so are we, but he's been looking around for Mia, right? He's sleeping in her bed. He's sleeping on the cat tree where she always sleeps. He's definitely feeling it. There's no other way to put it. Because, well, we have another cat in Millie, and those two do not get along. They are oil and water. So it's called Plakata. Plakata. Don't know what that is. Yeah, so it's not. He doesn't have another cat to hang out with, right? When we got Kappi, we had two cats. The two cats that came with my wife package deal, right? I had to pass the test, if you will, of the cats when I met my wife. If the cats liked me, then I guess it was a good sign. So I guess they liked me, and we wound up being here today. What? God, it's been 12 years since I met my wife. Wow, jeez. But either way, right? Mia was one, and then Chloe was the other one. But Chloe passed away a couple of years ago. If you remember the really exciting Bills Chiefs NFC or AFC division game, where the Chiefs came back with like 15 seconds left to tie the game, and then they won it in overtime in the first drive. Wound up changing the rules after that. It's about 30 minutes after the game we found Chloe, and she was sick, but I mean, that was kind of unfortunate to, lose her that way. But we still had Mia, of course, and we got Millie to replace Chloe. And then these two, like I said, don't get along. Woo! I'm betting here's a rainbow foil. Yeah. Brian Woo in the rainbow foil. Corbin Carroll in the Cactus League card. I'll put that down here. Robin Yount, he had a 90 card. Let's just print the 90 card again. I got Paul Skeens, the star of the MLB. And Ramirez. But yeah, so, I mean, Mia, it was actually Dylan Cruz rookie. Mia and I got along the whole time. My earliest memory of Mia, right, because my wife was in Queens when we met. I got the other Woo. I got the base card of Woo. So two rather normal packs, I guess, except for whatever this is. Still don't know what that is. But I'm going to lower this a little bit since Kappi isn't here. He went over to the other coffee table. But no, since my wife lived in Queens when we met, we'd get pizza and stuff like that from down the street and that sort of thing. She was in Bayside, if anybody's familiar with that part of Queens in New York City. It's where she was living at the time, and Mia would always try to get the pizza, right? Bat the pizza out of my hand and try to eat the pizza and stuff like that. I mean, she would eat anything, right? Her favorite was Chick-fil-A. But and bacon, if I made bacon, but bring Chick-fil-A home. Like if this is the Chick-fil-A sandwich, she'd be grabbing for it and stuff like that. And that was actually wound up being our last meal. We got nuggets and stuff for her. But either way, she was always big on food and stuff like that. Everybody wants to pet Kappi. Kappi needs to come back over here. Kappi's just hanging out on the coffee table. And I can't take you over there right now because I have the TV on. So I'd be showing other sorts of things. I'm looking up that card. It's not an easy pull. I didn't think so, right? I mean, I've seen enough other videos and I've done enough pulls myself, right, where I'd have seen something like that before, and I haven't. And I'm not paying attention to the Series 2 stuff because there's a lot of randomness here, like the all position players and stuff like that I just kind of want to peek for as I'm going through that. That is a big hit. Like, how rare of a hit is that? Like, is it something I should be thinking about eBay with? Or is it like, I mean, roughly 300 made per chasing me? Okay. All right, if you insist, I'll definitely have to check that out. And see if he has a Rise Cook. But yeah, so, she was always around, and she had been howling the last year. You could see, if you watch the one video that she was in, Mia, she got a little loud, and maybe we mistook that as, just being hungry, as, some of the other problems she had. She wound up having some neurological issues, Alcantara there. And yeah, she went pretty quick, unfortunately, right after that. So had to make the decision. Probably could have hung out a little bit, but she stopped going to the bathroom. And when she was, she was making it to the litter box, but she wasn't getting in the litter box. So unfortunately, we had to make the call. Rutschman. And there's Shohei. That's what he's doing tonight, right? Somewhere. Did that game start yet? Should be just starting now, shouldn't it? Shohei the pitcher. Put that down there. The Nats card. Smith Shawver, another, it's a Diamante, right? Is that what it's called? Diamante. Monte, Diamond, whatever. Let's just call it cracked ice. That's what it looks like. And Trent Grisham. That same design. Cracked ice is the other stuff, though, right? Here's a Vientos for me. Hopefully he comes back soon from the old injured list. Mets could use him. Holy crap, getting swept by the Rays. And here's another Teoscar Hernandez. I pulled this the last time around, didn't I? This Summer Superstars. Teoscar Hernandez. But, yeah, it was an ugly weekend for the Mets. Great weekend for the U.S. Open, though. That was a lot of fun. I love Oakmont. One of those, if I ever found a way kind of courses. Kobe Mayo again and Yamamoto again. There's Pete. He's cool. He's back in his chasing mode, right? He'll hopefully get out of that soon. On they go. Do I have that Mets card? I don't know if I do. I put that aside. I always like to keep the Mets team cards too. Wallner, Dominguez. I'm going to put Pete down. I think I pulled him, but I just want to make sure. Bradish, Monastero, Smith, Cardinals, and Ruiz. So there were those. But yeah, this is all Myers stuff, every bit of it. I did actually do another video over the weekend, and I'm not going to post it just because I don't like the way I was talking, everything in it, and stuff like that. I don't like the way it came out. You didn't miss anything. I didn't hit anything. The only thing that's significant out of that is I opened one of those gems of the game, and now I got to find another one because there was a nice pack in it. I just didn't get anything out of it. That was a 19 Donruss pack, something like that. But either way, right? I'll have to go look for more. And of course, the local Meyer, when I went there over the weekend, it was stocked. It had everything, nicely filled and that sort of stuff. And then I go today and I grabbed this Bowman pack, just before I came back home and was decided out what the hell, let's do a live stream. I got the other stuff when I was golfing earlier today. But this was, like I said, the last Bowman box on the shelf. Everything that was baseball related had been cleaned out other than this box. So let's see if we get anything good in here. Churio, we get Brooks Lee, Rockstar Rookies. Brooks Lee for the Twins. Noth, Smith. Not even going to try. Cruz, another Cruz. Cruz and Cruz. No relation. Acuna, Chapman, and Sagasi. Pretty sure I pulled Acuna already, but always do it just to make sure. Nick York, Seager, Adamas. Hey, we got that's a nice card. Caglione, right? Caglione's not hitting great since he's come up, but definitely a huge prospect there for the Royals. Jenkins, Humphreys, Walcott, and Pena are our chromes this time around. Rosarena, Smith, and Juan Soto, which I know I've pulled a few times. He's heating up a little bit. He's finally coming out of that early slump, I guess, when he was a little worked up there to get things going. Vladdy, Altuve, Amador. Here we got Jace Young in the cutout card, die cut card. Jace Young. Put that here next to Plakata. Lavelle, Perdomo, Mobley. You got Payne and Lines or Lines, however you pronounce that, for the Rays. Schellenbach, Marte, and Tucker. It's a case hit. Oh, very nice. But Hernandez won't be worth a ton as Merrill sold today for 53. I figured that was something. But, Teoscar Hernandez is, a veteran rather than, an up-and-coming rookie, but he's not a nobody either, right? Just got the notification on my phone there about Ohtani's pitching. Sale, what's this? How about Tatis to $3.99? 41 of $3.99. Tatis in the green. Don't call pulling a green before, but Tatis in the green. Let's put that next to our case hit right there. Braden Montgomery is number 50 of the top 100. Urena, Caminiti, Rodriguez, Made, and I got two numbered cards in one pack. How about that? Colt Emerson in the purple, the Ray Wave, 49 of 250. They're both, no, it's 41 was the other one. But 49 of 250. Kappi, I'll go get him. Contreras, Harper, and there's the base Tatis. Let me get him over here. He's over on the coffee table. Give me 1 minute. I'll just get him. Come on, buddy. You were rubbing that box. You knew there was something in it. Yeah, you did. Yeah. You're the star. Everybody wants to see you, not me. You gonna go chew the packs now? Is that what's gonna happen? There he is. Nothing good in those. I already got the stuff out of that. You gonna sit here and bathe now? Or are you gonna run away again? He's running away again. That's a bad sign, right? Well, he stayed over here on the couch or on the carpet then. There he goes. So, Donna, Freeman, Rocker, Arenado, Quintero, Lewis, Burns again, and Lara. He's the best boy. Like I said, he's definitely feeling. There's Dylan Cruz rookie, but definitely feeling the loss of his buddy around here, because Mia was the mom cat. That was the other thing about Mia, right? She was the one that she didn't take any crap, right? She was the boss around here. If Kappi and Chloe back at the time would start fighting, she'd get in the middle and just smack both of them. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's a hard choice, right? That, what are we going to do? Because he's so territorial. And that's the problem he has with Millie, right? Our other cat, is they're both territorial. Greatness loading, Weatherholt. But it's Charlie Condon. It's one of the bigger names of this first Bowman. Ortiz. DeBarge. This is the snake, whatever, reptile thing, right? Bazania. Something like that. Perez, Reagans, and Noel. But yeah, does he need a new friend? That's a decision we're going to have to make sooner rather than later, I guess. So yeah, I don't recall ever seeing these in a Meijer. I went to a Meijer I've been to before, right? It's over in Westfield in Indiana. But this is the last one they had on the shelf. 60 bones at Meijer. So there better be something in here. At least, something to kind of take away that sting. Wish I'd have found it last week for the buy one, get one 30% off sale. That at least got some money off the Series 2 box I had there. They didn't have much else, that one. It was pretty picked over as well. But I am going to visit the good Meijer tomorrow. So hopefully we'll find something there for later on this week. Bazana is good. I'll have to look for that one for a video later on this week. Probably try to hit Walgreens over there too. The Walgreens by me, if you want Fairfield boxes, all the Walgreens by me, man, they are like overstocked of those pharmacy boxes. Like they've got them sitting on shelves. They've got them in like different aisles now. They've got them hanging up on the end caps. I mean, all those pharmacy boxes you can want. But when it comes to anything else, they're pretty, picked over. Some hangers and things here and there, but nothing like, oh my God. Sagasi, there's Skeens. That's a throwback design too. 25th design. Let me grab the Acuna here for myself first. But Skeens in the 25th anniversary card. You people that know old cards, what year is that? It doesn't say on it. Does it say there? H2 25. But that's a Skeens in the 25th anniversary design. So, and then I drop it like an idiot. Let's put that here with the Plakata, right? Maybe I should sleeve those real quick. Let me just grab these before I go through and completely ruin them. Oh, come here. There we go. A couple of nice cards there. Let's see if we can find something else. Keep this going here in the old thing. That's a nice, what do we call there? Sparkle design. Sparkle chrome. Not numbered or anything like that. Brian King. Sparkle. these out of the way so we have some room here. Yeah, so the U.S. Open was a lot of fun. I'm, a nerd for that kind of stuff. Chiavelli, Fitz, Bradley. Let's give it to the guy, too, that J.J. Spawn. He's not exactly, your household name, right? This is nice skeins. This was the high numbered here, this Fitz. But not exactly a household name, right? He only won once on the tour before, and that was a couple of years ago. And he took it, right? Everybody was backing up at the end there, but he went out there and birdied the last two. He took it, right? Especially that big putt on 18. If you'd have made me bet, I would have said he'd 3-putt more than he'd 1-putt that. But here we go. Jordan, Myers, Rooker, Rogers, Quintana, DeGrom, Green, and Buxton. Anything good here? Nope. Yeah, that is a nice skeins. I don't know what the vintage stuff always slips my mind on the years, right? Like I know this is 76 and all, but when you get back in the 60s, I kind of lose my place. So this is just a red. Grant Holmes, just a parallel. Grant Holmes rookie parallel. Let's add that to that pile. Sonny Gray, Walker, Duke Ellis. Looks like he's possessed or he's coming. Right? He's going to get you. Heaney, Acuna, Scooble, Diaz, and Ohapi. And nothing of the high number nature there. All these cards will eventually find their way into baseball card packs in my Etsy shop. I'm about 2/3 of the way through the football update, even though I haven't posted any shorts yet. Rutschman here in the Sparkle. Riley, Dingler, Polanco, Hank Aaron, Ginn, Amador, Walt Whitman, Leaves of Grass, my ass, and Shode Imanaga, right? Everybody knows that Homer Simpson quote. Come on. But when Homer figures out that's not his mom that's buried there in Springfield. Way back. What season are they on The Simpsons now? I gave up a few years ago when it got a little preachy. Stott, James Wood rookie, Albies, Young, David Peterson. I think I might need that. Bichette, Kershaw, Luciano. And Bichette is our high number. What I've not looked for as I'm going through and doing this are the, maybe I'm hoping they're backwards, the design things, right? Or the bat flip things. I have not seen any of them as we've looked. Or the numbers at the bottom and stuff like that. All the craziness that Fanatics has added to these products, right? To, make them a little more, I don't know, juicy in some way, I guess. Lack of a better term. Oh, yeah, happy Father's Day. Thank you. Hey, Adam from Delaware. Yeah, I've got my Delaware shirt on here, right? It's old ripped up Delaware shirt. This is my favorite shirt, I guess, in some way. I've had it so long, and it's really starting to show its age. There's Alonso for me, but Rodriguez. Never really watched The Simpsons. Tell you what, back at the University of Delaware in, the late 90s, early 2000s, the reruns were appointment television, right? They were on, what's the Philadelphia Fox station, 29? Shirts from Homecoming 99. God, Homecoming 98 was really my, I guess 97 was really my, birthplace into Delaware, right? Because I remember going out into the field back there behind the stadium and, all the tents that the frats had set up. And I was, 17? Yes, it was, yes. And very sloppy weather-wise and, just all the girls and everything else. It was, like a month into it. Yeah. Weather's there in the red. But, I was never in a frat. I had friends that were. I didn't want to be. But Talion in the chrome. And Ernie Banks. And I'm not even going to try. But we made it out of there alive. I tell you what, man, there was some close calls. They carried me out of the Brickyard, if you remember that place, on my 21st birthday after my 21st drink. They gave me an Irish car bomb for the 21st drink. Come on. Yeah, they had to carry me out of the Brickyard. I can't believe when I go back now and that like Grotto's is the hangout, right? So you graduated in '96. I graduated, say 2000, right? So I don't know if I can get it on camera here, right? But 2000, and then that was my bachelor's, and then my master's was in 2003. But Reagan's, King, Matos, Yogi, Ruiz, and Guerrero. But yeah, I lived next door to the Brickyard at the time. Yeah, the Main Street Apartments. I had a friend that lived up there. It would have been the early 2000s. But yeah, good times. We used to always hang out at Grotto's and play trivia. Madrigal, Juan Soda. People are like, "What the hell are you talking about?" It's, Delaware. Who cares, right? How about this? We get a little wood grain, little wood shaving there from Vladdy Jr. Not numbered or anything like that. Just a nice little bat shaving relic. Clubhouse collection relic. We'll mix that into the ever never shrinking Blue Jays packs that I have. Although somebody was nice enough to go out and buy a bunch of them for me, right? So a little bit less to put in there. Yeah, Grotto's is special to Delaware, though. I think there's some in Maryland now. I think they've crept over the border. But yeah, the NFL package. See, by that I got to that point, I would go to Timothy's, which was kind of down back where, like, past Cleveland Ave. You're kind of going, what's that? Whatever that road is that went out towards where MBNA was and stuff like that. Rodriguez here in the Sparkle. But Mountcastle, yeah, a couple of Cubs there. Eater, Lopez, Gentry, and Kim. Yeah, I would go out there and watch it for whatever reason. I think because it was a little bit less less crowded, right? At that time, it was pretty new. Timothy's back then. Yeah, so bringing back the 302. Tapping the Mac machine. How many of you know what a Mac machine is? If you get back to that, that's definitely a Delaware thing. Amaya here in the Chrome. Hoffman and Biggio. Or Kappi sitting over by the door. He wants to get out. Hoffman's the high number. But yep, Mac machines. There are actually Mac machines here in Indiana. The one bank does still have the Mac machine sign. And what's up, Slim? But when you see that, it takes me back, right? You got to tap the Mac, right? You got to get cash. It's an ATM machine, but instead of ATM, it's Money Access Center, right? Mac. Brooks Baldwin there in the red. Sale, Ibanez, Ramos, more leaders. Gunner, Altuve, Rafaela, and Bobby Witt. So we got here 4 packs left. What else we got going here? Been watching the news as we're doing this, but nothing really going on over there. Sanchez and the Sparkle. Not even going to try. Horwitz, Gadari, something like that. Zuleta, what is this, the hard name pack? Ginn in the Chrome. Maybe we had him in another pack. Arrighetti. Focus on the sneaky Heritage variants. Tell me about it. And Manaya. Keep looking. But so many of them. Yeah, Delaware is coming out here in 2030. I think they're playing football out here. So hopefully, if I'm still here, you never know, right? We might move or something like that. But Class A, definitely going to catch that down in Bloomington. So weird to see them up in, 1A football, if you will. 2 more packs. George Kirby. The red. Bohm, Fletcher, Vientos for me. Rocker, Ramirez, Benetiendi. Kopech is our chrome card. I got the other ones. And Cantillo. So, nothing else there. We got one pack left. We need something else to do. Something else to talk about. I'm sitting here. So much 24 Heritage High. 25 is like 2 minutes ago. I definitely have run better. I think you have to agree with of all the videos and stuff like that. I have run a lot hotter with the Heritage High number. Can't find it around here anymore. York, Gallo, Hodge, Bakar, Brian Reynolds, Shohei Otani again. I kind of combine the names. Solano, and some more leaders. Definitely not last pack mojo. That was $60. So we got a shaving for $60. And a lot of cards that I'm going to put in my packs, but still, you know. We get some of these red parallels, I guess, is what you pay for out of this. And yeah, red base parallels and silver sparkle chrome variations. So that's what we found. But did not see any nickname variations. Did not see any. I mean, if there were image variations, I'm assuming they'd have been flipped over, right? And of course, no autographs and stuff like that. So I don't know. I grabbed it because it was something different. It was the last one on the shelf, so I just had to get something, right? And you never know. But like I said, I'm going over to the Good Mire tomorrow, and hopefully find something new over there, something fun over there to figure out, and you know, hit some Walgreens. Maybe I'll hit Ace Hardware over there too. You never know. Because I mean, who the hell knew, right? I mean, it makes sense if you know, other places are jumping in. You might as well get on board too and sell this stuff. So yeah, Walt freaking Whitman, notable American. Get some Etsy team packs for my nephew's birthday. Please do. Every football team is in stock right now, and that's not something I can say very often because usually the football teams sell out fairly quick when I put them back in. And I'm only making about 15 to 20 each right now because that's all I've got enough for, right? And then the baseball, I think there's the Yankees and Dodgers are sold out, and the Royals. I think those are the three teams that are out right now. I screwed up somebody's package, unfortunately, not too long ago. I actually sent them some Yankees packs instead of some Dodgers packs, so that went over pretty well. Got a nice 1-star review for that one, but that was purely me. I purely grabbed the wrong team. But either way, right? You know, it's just fun to sit here and do this kind of stuff, and you know, usually watch the Mets, but since the Mets weren't on tonight, and I had a lot of this kind of stuff here, I said, hey, what the heck? Let's go live and let's see what we can get. And let's bring Kappi back over here one more time before we head out. How about that? Where you at, buddy? Sit on my golf mat. Yeah, meow meow. 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 Meow meow meow. I know. All right, everybody wants to say bye. Yeah. Another Met fan too. Yeah, I mean, I can turn around and show the things here. Since Kappi doesn't want to cooperate, I'm gonna have to take this off the tripod. Since Kappi doesn't want to cooperate here, so you can see how I store the cards, you know, after I'm done here. But walking over here, forgive this type of stuff, but yeah. Yep. What's wrong, buddy? Yeah, he's been very noisy and very upset, like I said, since Mia's gone. I am going to do a tribute video to her, right? It's no cards or anything like that. I'll probably just do a slideshow with some pictures and that sort of thing. But yeah, so you want to maybe we'll do a live stream of this stuff too someday, right? And just go through all the randomness that I've collected here, right? So including, hey, you want Delaware stuff? So that's what I always wore at the football games, right? My blue hair, and there's my pom-poms. Stuff like that for when I was in the crowd. So, and some Delaware stuff just to kind of wrap it all up. So, yeah, thanks again for jumping in and the impromptu stream. Yeah, you got to be on camera to end this here. Whoops, I can't get the TV on there. But still, you know. All right, buddy. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Okay, everyone? Thanks for jumping in. How do I turn this off? Oh, X. All right.